1 John, verse 5. 1 John, chapter 3.
Chapter 5, verse 3.
John, chapter 5, verse 3.
What?
For this is the love of God,
What?
that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. John 5. 1 John, chapter 5,
What?
verse 3.
What?
For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous.
So this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not hard to keep. But it's just us who love to make excuses. But guess what though? Yahweh Shai did not come for every other nation. You white people, hey, if you really have compassion and have remorse about what your ancestors did, then you will come down bending the knee. Because the white people, they're going to get what's repaid unto them. Just like they enslaved us, they're going to be enslaved in the kingdom. If you really have remorse, you will come and bow down and show the Lord that you have remorse. But in the kingdom, you will be enslaved. So, the love of God is to keep his commandments, right? It's not hard to keep God's commandments, but it is us who make excuses. It's too hard. I don't want to stop celebrating Christmas, Thanksgiving, and Easter. It's too hard. But guess what? You lay aside the Lord's commandments for the traditions of men.
First John,
What?
chapter 3, chapter 2, verse 3. And hereby we do know that we know him, if we keep his commandments.
So, we know this is how you know if somebody knows God. If they keep his commandments. Right? You always run into people that say, I know God. I know God. I love God. But if you don't keep God's commandments, then you don't know God. You're a damn liar.
He that say, I know him, and keep not his commandments, is a liar, and the truth is not in him. But whoso keep his word, in him verily is the love of God perfected.
Verse 4, you got verse 4?
Yeah.
What read it again?
First John chapter 2, verse 3.
What?
And hereby we do know that we know him, if we keep his commandments. He that says, I know him, and keep not his commandments, is a liar, and the truth is not in him.
So, you know if someone knows God. Why? Because they will be keeping his commandments. Right? You know that brother know God because he's keeping his commandments. Right? For those who say they know God and they do not keep his commandments, they don't know God. They are liars. And the truth of God is not in them. They might think they know God. They might think they know who God is. But if you don't keep God's commandments, you're a liar. I don't care what you say. If you're not keeping God's commandments, then you don't know him.
Give me Romans 9 and 13. Romans 9 and 13 for me. Romans 9 and 13.
So, if you love God, then you will keep His commandments. It's not hard at all. Stop making excuses. If you love the Lord, then keep His commandments and apply them to your life. Stop making excuses.
Call it out.
Romans 9, verse 13.
Go ahead.
As it is written, Jacob I have loved, but Esau have I hated.
So, as it is written, ladies, the same scripture is written in the book of Malachi, right? As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated, right? Jacob is the forefather of the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the original Jews of the Bible, right? Esau is the forefather of you so-called white people today. The Lord hates white people. The Lord loves blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with God? God forbid.
No. Is there unrighteousness with God? Because He loves the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and He hates you white people. Is God wrong for loving us and hating them?
For He said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy on, and I will have compassion on who I will have compassion.
So this is for you people. This is for you people that say, "Oh, God is wrong because He loves the black people and hates the white people." Moses felt the same exact way, right? But that's what the Lord told him. The Lord said, "I'll have compassion on who I want to have compassion on, and I'll show mercy to whoever I want to show mercy to."
So then, it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of God that showeth mercy.
So, if the Lord is not unrighteous, the Lord is not wrong for having mercy on Jacob and hating Esau, right?
For the scriptures say unto Pharaoh, even for the same purpose have I raised thee up, and that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth.
So, just like the Lord had Pharaoh be hard-headed, right? Just like Pharaoh did not let just like Pharaoh did not let us go, just like the Lord is hardened Pharaoh's heart, his mind, guess what? The Lord is hardened this white man's mind too. And guess what? Just like the Lord destroyed Pharaoh, the Lord is going to destroy the white man in America the exact same way. Because the white man is too prideful.
Therefore, hath he mercy on whom he will have mercy on, and whom he will, he hardeneth.
So, the Lord will have mercy on whoever He want to have mercy on. And if He want to harden your mind to the point where you become world powerful of not letting the 12 tribes of Israel go, then he will harden your mouth.
Nay, no. Thou wilt say them unto me, why do he yet find fault? For who have resisted his will?
So, why do you want to find a problem? Why do you want to find a problem in that the Lord doesn't love everyone the same, right? Oh, so because the Lord said he loves Jacob, the 12 tribes of Israel, and he hates Esau, you so-called white people, black people always want to try to find a problem with that. Because they want to be equal with the same man who robbed, murdered, and killed them on a daily basis.
Nay, but oh man, who art thou that shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus, made me this?
So, say that you formed by God. God made you, right? God made you. So should you say to God, why did you make me to be your chosen?
Have not the potter power over the clay?
Have not God, doesn't God have the power over you to make you to be his chosen or not? Go ahead.
Have not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel into honor and another vessel into dishonor?
So, the potter has the power over the clay, over the same lump, right? Say, out of that big lump of clay, you separate two pieces of clay. You form to create one clay to be the vessel of honor, and you chose the other piece of clay you formed and created to be the vessel of dishonor. That is the same thing that the Lord did with Jacob and Esau. Jacob, you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, who are the 12 tribes of Israel, you are vessels of honor. Esau, and you so-called white people today, you are the vessels of dishonor. No matter if you're trying to live a good, wholesome life, you're still a vessel of dishonor, thus says the Lord.
Okay. What if God willing to shew his wrath? What if God willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endure with much long suffering the vessels of wrath, fitted to destruction?
Now, what if God wanted to make his power known, wanted to show his power right now, right? In the vessels of dishonor, they get put to death. Who are the vessels of dishonor? Are the white man, woman, and child. The Edomites. They are vessels of dishonor. America, and then you have the Edomites. They're descendants of Esau. They rule America. So, you white people, whether you want to live a good, wholesome life, the Lord created you to be vessels of dishonor, meaning all white people are going to die.
And that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy.
So, the vessels of mercy, guess what? The Lord is going to make known his riches and his glory upon the vessels of mercy. The vessels of mercy is who? You blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You original Jews in the Bible. The Lord is going to make. What?
And that he might not make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy.
So, the Lord is going to make known his riches and glory upon the vessels of honor through blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans because we are the original Jews of the Bible.
And that he may make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy,
Go ahead.
which he hath afore prepared unto glory.
So, the Lord then prepared us to glory, right? From birth. That's why. The Lord then made an everlasting covenant with Abraham and say, look, I'm going to make a covenant with you, your seed, which is Isaac, and the generations that come after Isaac, which are Jacob and the 12 tribes of Israel, that you will be my people, and I will be your God, and the kingdom of heaven is only for you. So, that is the riches and the glory that the Lord is going to bestow upon the vessels of mercy.
And that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy, which he had afore prepared unto glory. Even us, whom he hath called, not of the Jews only, but also of the Gentiles.
So, right, I know what Christians thinking, oh, see, not only the Jews is going to get the kingdom, but the Gentiles too. It's talking about the other nations too. No, it is not. Because, listen, it's talking about the Jews. But it's talking about the Jews. Because when Israel, the northern kingdom, right, when they went off and served another gods, guess what? They were looked at as Gentiles. They were looked at as the other nations. They were not looked at as Hebrews because they didn't went off and served other gods.
And that, as he said, also in C, I will call them my people, which were not my people, and her, beloved, which was not beloved. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there shall they be called the children of the living God.
So, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you know, listen, if you don't keep the commandments of God, you are a Gentile, even though you are a Hebrew by blood. If you don't keep the law, statutes, and commandments, you are a Gentile. Christ died for the Hebrews who are living as Gentiles today. Christ died for the Hebrews who are living as Gentiles today. If you celebrate Christmas, you're a Gentile. If you celebrate Halloween, you're a Gentile. If you keep Easter, you're a Gentile. Christ died for you. The Gentiles, they will get adopted back into the love of the Most High through the death of Christ.
Isaiah also crieth concerning Israel.
What?
Though the number of the children of Israel be as the sand of the sea, a remnant shall be saved. For he will finish the work and cut it short in righteousness.
So, a remnant of Israel should be saved, right? Meaning a very small few of the Lord's people shall be saved. They will be saved, right, with the everlasting salvation. So, Yahweh Shah the Christ died for you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right, that's living as Gentiles. Yahweh Shah died for you so that you can have eternal life.
Romans chapter 6.
Romans 6.
Romans chapter 6.
Romans chapter 6, verse 1.
What?
What shall we say then?
What?
Shall we continue to sin, that grace may abound? First John, verses 3 and 4. First John, chapter 3, verse 4. Whosoever commits sin transgresseth also the law. For sin is the transgression of the law.
So whosoever committed sin transgress also the law. For sin is the transgression of the laws of God. Meaning when you break the laws of God, you transgress against the laws of God. Meaning you sin against God.
Romans chapter 6, verse 1. What shall we say then?
So, what shall we say?
Shall we continue to sin, that grace may abound?
No. What shall we say? Shall we continue to break God's commandments because Christ died for us? Now we have grace? No.
God forbid.
No. We shall not keep sinning by breaking God's commandments because Christ came and died for us. Now we have grace. No, we shall not keep sinning by breaking God's commandments.
How shall we that are dead to sin live any longer therein?
So, before Christ came, guess what? If you got caught having sex with another man's woman that was adultery, guess what? Then you would get dragged out in the middle of Jerusalem and get stoned to death. So, there was no room for repentance. We didn't even have grace. So, we need to take advantage of the fact that we have grace and keep the commandments of God.
God forbid. How shall we that are dead to sin live any longer therein? Now ye not that so many of us as were baptized into Jesus Christ, were baptized into Yahushua, were baptized until his death.
So, when Yahushua died, guess what? We were baptized into Yahushua's death. Hey, the Christian church, they're not teaching that the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the original Jews of the Bible. They're not teaching that. Just because Christ came and died for us, that isn't a ticket to keep on sinning, right? A lot of people don't know what sin is. They don't know what sin is, right? If you don't know what sin is, your church has failed you. Because all of us will have to stand before the judgment seat. And if you have not been keeping the commandments of God, off with your head. You're dead.
Romans chapter 2, verse 18. And knowest his will. And knowest his will. And the things that are more excellent. be instructed out of law.
So be instructed. Be instructed. What is the will of God? That you be instructed. That you be taught the law, statutes, and commandments, right? You don't know everything. You don't. You do not know everything. You have to be taught.
And art confident that thou thyself art a guide of the blind, a light of them which are in dark.
So, guess what? Right? You gotta be able to learn. Because those who teach, those who understand the scriptures, the prophecies, and understand this Bible, guess what? They are a guide. They are a guide to the blind, to those who walk in the dark, to those who are living as Gentiles, to those who are not keeping the commandments of God. So, those who know the law, they are a guide unto those that are walking in darkness.
An instructor of the foolish, a teacher of babes, which has the form of knowledge and of the truth and the law.
So, an instructor of fools, right? Meaning, you got to be able to teach your people, right? Because a lot of us, when you don't know the law, statutes, and the commandments, right? What does that make? It makes you a fool. So you got to be able to teach. You got to be able to teach. Teach about the law, statutes, and commandments, right? Give your brother that same wisdom that you got.
Thou, therefore, which teachest another, teachest thou not thyself. Thou that preachest a man should not steal, does not steal.
So,
Thou, therefore, which teachest another, teachest thy not thyself. Thou that preachest a man should not steal, does not steal.
So basically, this is the hypocrites, right? How do you teach a man saying that he's not supposed to do this and do that? But the same scriptures that you read in him, you're not applying it to your life.
Thou that says a man should not commit adultery, does not commit adultery.
So, how are you teaching this man, hey, don't go over there and have sex with that brother's woman, because if you do that, you're committing adultery and that's against the laws of God. How are you teaching this brother that he shouldn't do it, but you're committing adultery? You're sleeping with another man's wife. Go ahead.
Thou that abhorrest, thou that adores idols, does thou commit sacrilege. Thou that says a man should not commit adultery, does not commit adultery.
So, if you teach somebody not to commit adultery, you teach them not to commit adultery, right? But you commit adultery by sleeping with another man's woman. So you're a hypocrite. Go ahead.
Thou that adores idols, does thou commit sacrilege. Sacrilege.
So, you adore idols, right? Meaning you tell them, don't commit idolatry by celebrating American holidays. But you doing it, you adore these idols, right? You adore these idols. You go all out for the Christmas spirit.
Thou that makest thy boast of the law, through breaking the law, dishonors thy God. Thou that says a man should not commit adultery, Thou that makest thy boast of the law through breaking the law, dishonors thy God.
So, if you are here making your boast about keeping the law, statutes, and the commandments of God, right? But you willingly break the law, statutes, and the commandments of God, guess what? You're sinning against your God by doing it.
For the name of God is blasphemy among the Gentiles. Is blasphemy among the Gentiles through you, as it is written.
No! The name of God is blasphemed among the Gentiles through you, hypocrites. The Gentiles see you celebrating American holidays, which you know you're not supposed to be doing that as well. As the Hebrews, they see that you're celebrating American holidays, and they know you're not supposed to be doing it because you told them, and you know you're not supposed to be doing it as well. Guess what? You are blaspheming your God by doing so, boy.
For circumcision barely profit, if thou keep the law. But if thou be a breaker of the law, the circumcision is made circumcision, uncircumcision.
So, circumcision of the mind. You're only circumcised of the mind if you keep the commandments of God. But if you do not keep the commandments of God, guess what? You're uncircumcised. Meaning, when you don't keep the commandments of God, you are a Gentile, right? Meaning, even though you're an Israelite by nationality, but you're a Gentile by your actions. You celebrate America, you celebrate every American holiday. Every American holiday you celebrate.
Therefore, if the uncircumcision keep the righteous of the law, shall not his uncircumcision be counted for circumcision?
Read that again.
Therefore, if the uncircumcision keep the righteous of the law, shall not his uncircumcision be counted for circumcision?
So, if the Black, Hispanic, and Native American, right, that's living as a Gentile,